Alana, Honey Boo Boo, Thompson chooses to celebrate a drama-free birthday and excludes Mama June. I am not altering my decision. Alana, Honey Boo Boo, Thompson is resolute, although Mama June Shannon has other intentions. In the June 27th episode of Mama June, Family Crisis, Alana was preparing to commemorate her 19th birthday. The event commemorated her first birthday following the death of her sister Anna, who shared the same birthday as Alana, in December 2023. Alana intended to designate her birthday as a memorial occasion, paying tribute to Anna through a dove release ceremony. Consequently, she sought to engage her family. Alana contacted her elder sister Lauren and June to discuss her birthday preparations, but neither replied as she anticipated. Lauren Pumpkin Efred was Alana's initial contact during her meal with boyfriend Drolin Carswell, and the attempt was unsuccessful. At that moment, Lauren was preoccupied with discussing her personal troubles while also managing her children. She subsequently informed Alana, "I will need to call you back shortly." When Alana subsequently contacted June, her mother could solely concentrate on the issues arising at home with Pumpkin. "Whenever I answer the phone or encounter you, your sole focus is on discussing Pumpkin. If you would permit me just a moment," Alana stated, before being interrupted once more by June. This swiftly incensed Alana, prompting her to make a decisive declaration regarding her birthday celebration. "I get fatigued by its incessant repetition. We do not have drama in Colorado, and I do not have time for you to introduce it here," Alana stated. "This is not even the subject of our conversation. Not in the slightest. I intended to invite you to a memorial for Anna on my birthday. However, it seems you have other commitments. Frankly, I prefer your absence. I lack the time and desire to endure hardship on my birthday," Alana elaborated. "You, Pumpkin, and everyone else have too much happening. Please remain at home and call me on my birthday, understood?" "That is unkind," remarked June. "We must unite, as I understand this will be a challenging day for everyone, particularly for you." In response, Alana stated, "I would prefer a tranquil birthday." "You will undoubtedly alter your perspective prior to your birthday," June replied. "I remain resolute in my decision. You are not invited, and that concludes the discussion," Alana asserted. "I appreciate tranquility and will manage my issues quietly. Until next time, farewell."
"Very well."
"Farewell, unpleasant individual," June remarked. "Indeed," Justin remarked. "However, I recall Alana advising you against going there." "We received both an invitation and a disinvitation during the same phone call." June then informed her spouse that she would communicate with everyone to prevent any discord during the event. Nevertheless, Justin astutely said, "You are the primary instigator, and it is not even your drama. The journey will take place within a 24-hour time frame, and she acquired tickets for all save Lauren's estranged spouse, Justin Efred. Nevertheless, she has not communicated this last-minute travel arrangement to her relatives." In a joint confession, Justin said that June's pop-ups typically do not conclude favorably. However, June asserted that this concerns supporting Alana. Justin may become irate, although the decision is correct. "I am indifferent to his opinions," June remarked separately. While Lauren was occupied at her warehouse with her sister Jessica Shannon and her friend Paisley, June visited to disclose her significant strategy. June disclosed that she had already secured flights for us to travel there. "We will depart the night prior to Alana's birthday, celebrate her birthday with her, and then return here," she conveyed. Lauren emphasized that this will occur in 3 days and stated that she cannot simply be traveling due to her other obligations, including escorting her daughter, Ella, to school. However, June promised Lauren that they would return in time to facilitate it. "Did you extend an invitation to Josh?" Lauren inquired, to which June replied, "Why would I invite him? You are no longer in a relationship." Lauren observed that this situation differs from the old days, when they could readily alter their course at a moment's notice. June contended that she could simply gather the children and leave, whilst Lauren asserted that it is Josh's designated weekend with the children during their separation. "Inform him," stating, "I require my children this weekend, and I will see you subsequently."
"Farewell."
"Goodbye," June remarked. However, Lauren observed that she is still attempting to show respect towards Josh. Furthermore, Lauren indicated that if Alana truly desired my presence, she would have communicated that during the phone call. "We are about to infringe upon her privacy," Jessica stated. "She will be displeased with all of us for infringing upon her privacy." In response, June remarked, "I believe that surprising her, despite her assertion that we have excessive drama, will elicit a positive surprise." "I suppose," Lauren remarked. While he acknowledged that this weekend is his time with the kids, Josh stated, "If you wish to take them, take them." June needed to resolve matters prior to the family's journey to Colorado. She covertly contacted Alana's boyfriend, Drawlin, to ascertain the location of the dove releasing ceremony. Nevertheless, on a tranquil morning in Georgia, Mama June Shannon awoke and gazed at the ceiling. The surgical procedures, the gastric sleeve, skin excision, and cosmetic enhancements were completed. Her body felt buoyant, yet her heart remains burdensome. She possessed knowledge that appeared elusive to others. Surgery was merely the initial phase. While filming the upcoming season of Mama June, From Not to Hot, June remained quiet in her kitchen, consuming green tea rather than the sugary soda she previously favored. Her daughter, Alana Honey Boo Boo, entered with her characteristic tumultuous enthusiasm. "Wow, Mother. You appear to be an entirely different woman," Alana remarked, collapsing into the couch. "Yet you remain as irritable as always." June laughed but did not refute it. She was confronting an issue far more profound than her physical metamorphosis. Her history, the addiction, the detrimental relationships, the fractured trust with her children, remained unaltered by the surgeon's scalpel. Dr. Proctor cautioned her, "June, weight loss surgery is not a panacea. It is an instrument. The remainder is your responsibility." Months after her makeover gained widespread attention, June was endeavoring to reconstruct her life. She participated in therapy sessions, despite first perceiving them as nonsense. However, with time, her defenses began to weaken. During her third session, she wept, confessing her profound shame for forsaking her girls at their time of greatest need. Concurrently, Alana faced her own struggles. At 16, she grappled with academic challenges, online harassment, and the burden of existing in her mother's shadow. She sought her own identity, rather than merely being known as Honey Boo Boo. She enrolled in a school acting club and commenced blogging her daily experiences, authentic, unrefined, and genuine. As their friendship gradually mended, the cameras captured an unusual event. June was in the backyard, grappling with her yoga practice. Alana accompanied her, playfully mocking while simultaneously offering encouragement. "Mother, you possess greater strength than you realize," Alana remarked. "I aspire to improve for you, females. I desire for you all to have pride in myself. We are all ready. You have returned. That is what is significant." By the conclusion of the season, fans witnessed an unexpected Mama June, vulnerable, self-aware, and resolute. She experienced a relapse once, but subsequently recovered. She endured public scrutiny, but persevered. In the season finale, June performed at a women's recovery event. She donned a streamlined red dress, not for its trendiness, but because it invigorated her spirit. She recounted her narrative to an assembly of women who had experienced prolonged invisibility. "I believed that surgery would resolve all issues. However, I needed to rectify myself from within." The audience burst into applause. Alana stood backstage, dabbing a tear, while smiling with joy. Mama June's narrative was not concluded, yet it was the first instance in years. The morning in McIntyre, Georgia, was overcast, and the commotion around town was more pronounced than usual. Mama June Shannon recently shared a photograph of her newest metamorphosis on social media, showcasing a sleek and elegant appearance that elicited enthusiastic reactions from her admirers. Nonetheless, the morning in McIntyre, Georgia, was overcast, and the commotion around town was more pronounced than usual. Mama June Shannon recently shared a photograph of her latest metamorphosis on social media, showcasing a sleek and elegant appearance that elicited enthusiastic responses from her supporters, exclaiming, "Yes, Queen." However, for each admirer, there existed a detractor. Today, the detractors were vocal. The comment area surged with activity. She is insincere now. Her internal disposition will remain unchanged. She remains undesirable. Alana, known as Honey Boo Boo, sat next to her mother on the couch, vocalizing the comments with increasing exasperation. "Mother, why do they consistently make such remarks? They lack any familiarity with you." June exhaled, sweeping her freshly coiffed blonde hair back. "People despised me when I was overweight, and they continue to disdain me now that I am slender. They will invariably harbor animosity, regardless of the circumstances. Critics will persist in their disdain. However, it is unjust." Alana discarded the phone. "You have exerted considerable effort, Mother. You have transformed your life. You are now sober, healthy, and engaged in motivational speaking." June gazed at her daughter and smiled. "That is why I am not ceasing. I am not undertaking this for them. I am undertaking this for you, for Pumpkin, and for me." That afternoon, June was slated to appear on a local chat show. The piece was titled From Rock Bottom to Rising Star. Upon entering the studio, she overheard a cameraman murmur, "Isn't that the disaster from Honey Boo Boo?" accompanied by a snicker. June halted, aligned her posture, and proceeded with regal grace. She silently recited her new mantra, "Haters gonna hate." The broadcast commenced. The host greeted her with an uncomfortable smile, evidently doubtful. "June, you have experienced a remarkable journey. Explain why this modification should be regarded as authentic." June remained unperturbed. "I am not here to persuade anyone. My history is chaotic, indeed. Substance abuse, detrimental relationships, harmful decisions. However, I rose. I achieved sobriety. I am constructing an improved existence. If someone desires to harbor animosity, allow them to do so. My motivation derives not from hatred, but from my children. My tranquility does." The studio fell silent for a brief interval, followed by the onset of applause. Subtle, yet authentic. Alana embraced her firmly backstage. "Mother, you excelled." "You indeed did." Subsequently, that evening, following the broadcast of the show, an unusual occurrence transpired. A deluge of direct messages and communications commenced, characterized not by animosity, but by affection. "Mama June, you instill hope in me. My sister is an addict. You led me to hope she could change. I appreciate your authenticity." June perused the messages with tears streaming down her face. "Observe, dear," she addressed Alana. "When you cease allowing hatred to undermine you, it forfeits all its potency." Alana chuckled. "You ought to print that on a t-shirt." 1 week later, Mama June initiated a new endeavor, the Rise Tour, a sequence of discussions throughout the South designed to assist women from fractured backgrounds, addiction, and obesity in reclaiming their strength. At the initial event, the queue to meet June extended around the block. A protester outside displayed a sign reading, "Once trash, always trash." June strode past them, heels clicking, head held high, and proclaimed audibly for the cameras to capture, "Critics will criticize, but I am preoccupied with my ascent." That is just what she accomplished. Nonetheless, the Shannon household was abuzz with enthusiasm on a radiant afternoon in Georgia. The aroma of lavender candles permeated the atmosphere, a gentle lullaby resonated in the background, and for a singular moment, harmony prevailed among everybody. Pumpkin had recently arrived home from the hospital with her newborn daughter, swathed in a pink blanket adorned with the inscription, "Baby Bear," in the corner. Mama June, unexpectedly sober and composed, attempted to assist in the kitchen by slicing apples. Nevertheless, true to her characteristic behavior, she consumed more than she prepared. In the living area, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson was anxiously pacing back and forth. Having recently turned 16, she had participated in pageants, reality shows, and interviews. However, none had equipped her for this experience. She was poised to encounter her infant niece for the first time. "Alana, would you like to hold your new niece?" Pumpkin inquired softly, holding the infant in her embrace. Alana pivoted abruptly, her large brown eyes widened. "I am uncertain. What if I abandon her? What if she weeps? What if she defecates on me?" The pumpkin emitted laughter. "Welcome to reality, sister. She desires to meet her Aunt Boo Boo." Mama June glanced from the kitchen. "You previously showcased a pig in a tutu on national television. You are capable of holding an infant." With hesitation, Alana settled onto the large recliner and extended her arms. Pumpkin approached and delicately placed the infant within them. Upon contact with her chest, Alana's anxiety dissipated. The infant opened her drowsy eyes and gazed up at Alana as if she were already familiar with her. "Oh my goodness," Alana murmured, her voice gentle and quavering. "She is diminutive and radiates warmth." The room fell into complete silence. Even Mama June paused her munching momentarily. "You possess an innate talent," remarked Pumpkin. Alana's eyes filled with tears. "I did not anticipate experiencing these emotions. She resembles a little angel, similar to a fresh beginning." "She represents a fresh beginning," June remarked softly from the threshold. "For everyone." The gravity of the event affected everyone. The Shannon family has endured pageants, scandals, custody disputes, and rehabilitation. However, this infant, this untainted, virtuous existence, signified the commencement of a new chapter, an opportunity for renewal. Alana bent down and kissed her niece on the forehead. "I shall become the finest and imaginable," she said, "regardless of the outcome. I have acquired her." Pumpkin beamed and embraced her little sibling. Thus, Honey Boo Boo transformed into Auntie Boo Boo, possessing a heart as expansive as her character. Nevertheless, during the oppressive summer in Georgia, an unforeseen development was occurring, not in the kitchen, but in Honey Boo Boo's life. Alana Thompson, known as Honey Boo Boo, has consistently been the focal point, boisterous, confident, and candid. However, nothing could have equipped her for the tempest that was about to engulf her existence. It commenced on a sweltering July afternoon when Mama June resolved to take the family to a nearby summer fair in Macon. "We require some traditional family bonding," she asserted, placing a bag of fried Oreos into her large purse. Alana expressed her disdain by rolling her eyes. She exhibited greater interest in TikTok than in Tilt-A-Whirls recently. However, she participated in the journey, clandestinely yearning for something, anything, to disrupt the tedium of her existence. And there he stood. Bo was near the corndog booth, adorned in a vintage wrestling t-shirt, sporting sunglasses, and clutching a large teddy bear he had just won at the ring throw. His actual name was Tobias, although he was universally referred to as Bo. He was visiting from Florida for the summer, residing with his grandparents. His attractiveness was innate, and in contrast to the other local guys who were solely preoccupied with trucks and football, Bo possessed an enigmatic allure. Alana and Bo's gazes met as he silently presented her with a teddy bear. She received it with a dubious arch of her eyebrow. "Are you giving me this because you have affection for me or because you lack another recipient?" Bo smiled broadly. "A modest amount of each." That marked the inception of everything. They began to spend time together. Extended strolls around the fairgrounds, late-night conversations beneath the stars, and playful challenges at the haunted hayride. However, with each laugh and shared funnel cake, Mama June became increasingly wary. "I harbor a dislike for him," June declared one evening, agitating her sweet tea vigorously. "He is excessively suave. It evokes memories of Sugar Bear throughout high school." Pumpkin interjected. "You harbor no affection for anyone, Mama." However, Alana was descending rapidly. For the first time in an eternity, someone perceived her not as Honey Boo Boo, nor as the reality television child, but just as Alana. The true challenge emerged at the annual Macon County Mud-Off, a fervent, rural tradition including ATV racing through a mud pit. Alana was resolute in her pursuit of victory, yet both shared the same ambition. The ultimate confrontation was fierce. Alana, adorned with a glittering pink helmet, started her four-wheeler with fervor in her gaze. Bo gestured a wink at her from across the pit. "Refrain from weeping upon my victory." Alana exhibited a smirk. "The sole matter that will evoke my tears is the extent of your defeat." The engines emitted a powerful roar. Soil was propelled. The audience erupted in screams. The competition was intense throughout, but in the last stretch, Bo encountered an obstacle, becoming airborne and landing face-first in the muck. Alana sprinted across the finish line and raised both arms in triumph. Subsequently, while assisting Bo out of the mire, she jested, "It appears you have encountered your equal, correct?" Bo chuckled, covered in muck. "Affirmative. I believe I appreciate it." Nevertheless, the evening in Georgia was sweltering during the summer. The crickets chirped, and the aroma of fried Oreos permeated the air, evoking a sense of pandemonium and warmth. Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson had recently concluded another tumultuous chapter of life with her mother, June, when an unusual occurrence transpired in their lives, an event that would be immortalized in family lore as the Deo Deo recap. The incident commenced when Mama June entered the kitchen abruptly, clad in her fuzzy pink slippers and brandishing an old, dusty VHS video. "You will not believe what I discovered," she proclaimed, brandishing the tape as if it were a golden ticket to Wonka's factory. This is the original Boo Boo talent show from 2012, however it has been altered with peculiar chanting, resembling a ritual or similar practice. Alana expressed her disdain by rolling her eyes. "Mother, VHS is no longer utilized by anyone. That is reminiscent of the medieval era." However, her curiosity prevailed, and shortly thereafter, the entire family, comprising Pumpkin, Jessica, and even Sugar Bear, who was visiting unexpectedly, congregated around a borrowed VCR acquired from the local pawn shop. Upon pressing play, the screen illuminated not with laughter and sparkle, but with a profound, resonant chant. "Deo, Deo." Summarize. Deo. As the chant intensified, the lights in the room began to flicker. The atmosphere became frigid. Unexpectedly, the archival footage on the screen changed. It was not Alana executing her customary pageant performance. A future iteration of her, attired in a flowing robe, stood on a golden platform titled Queen of Reality Redemption 2030. "What is occurring?" Mama June shrieked, tossing popcorn into the air. A mysterious figure subsequently emerged in the footage. It resembled Mama June, only older and more sagacious. "Is it levitating?" "This is the Boo Boo prophecy," stated the voice on the recording. "The Boo Boo bloodline can only realize their authentic selves through the Deo Deo recap. However, exercise caution, as the journey is fraught with temptation, notoriety, and an abundance of unsuitable partners." Suddenly, the television emitted a spark and ceased functioning. "Quietude," Pumpkin remarked. "Did we just witness a spectral representation of you? Or have I inadvertently consumed expired marshmallows once more?" From that point forward, the Boo Boo clan recognized their mission, to elucidate the significance of Deo Deo recap. They commenced an exploration of their lineage, revisiting former pageant locations, re-establishing connections with neglected acquaintances, and confronting difficult realities, particularly Mama June, who embarked on an intensive journey of self-healing, emphasizing meditation over romantic entanglements. Concurrently, Alana, motivated by the enigmatic vision, resumed her studies, initiated therapy, and commenced the production of her podcast titled Boo Boo Unfiltered. Each episode concluded with her signature phrase, "Deo Deo, everyone. Discover your truth, even if it resembles the odor of stale chili fries." By the start of the subsequent season of Mama June, from Not Hot, viewers were captivated. Deo Deo evolved into a catchphrase, a meme, and a dancing trend on TikTok. Although the complete riddle remained inexplicable, it was evident that something extraordinary had transpired within the Boo Boo family. Regardless of whether it was a spiritual epiphany, a reality television gimmick, or even an anomalous VHS coinciding with favorable time, they were certain of one thing. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Zara, and I hope your day is going splendidly. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.